This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
I'm here with Mike Stock, head coach of Naperville Central Baseball. Thanks for joining me today, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
So, got some great weather today, early season baseball, finally getting the season started. Got to be really exciting for you guys.
Yeah, it's a fun time of the year. Weather's always questionable, but as a whole, it's been great. We've been outside for the better part of 2 weeks, and it feels like baseball. Sometimes this time of the year, it doesn't feel like baseball yet, but it does, and the kids are excited, and so are we as a coaching staff.
And got to look in particular, start things out at what Zack Iannucci's been able to do this year, coming off that no-hitter against Joliet Catholic, and just now that he's in that starter role, you had him as a reliever, kind of closer last year, but getting into that starter role, and he has just taken that in stride, it looks like.
Yeah, we're excited for Zack. It's important to him. We ask all our kids, it's got to be important to you, and it really is. He's worked his butt off for all 4 years he's been here, and I think something that's difficult to explain, but it happens all the time, is just the understanding, the urgency, the maturity that comes with being a senior. He's attacking each opportunity like it's a real important one, and it's been real rewarding so far. We got a long way to go, and he's feeling good about himself, but he knows he's just getting started.
Adding on Zack as well, you got the 1-2 punch with him and Ryan Ironmen, and Zack just committed to Michigan State. Ryan's going to be going to TCU. Just having two D1 pitchers as a 1-2 punch got to be really exciting for you guys as well.
It is. It's something we're very grateful for. We got great kids, but we got talented kids. And Ryan, too, he's been working his tail off. He is somebody it's very important to. And you know what? They're pushing each other. The whole staff is. They're developing a personality, one in which they're going to they need to take advantage of every opportunity to get on the mound. And Zack and Ryan are two guys that we're hoping does become something real special. And yet, that's still got to be decided, and that's why we do this. That's the fun part about it.
And the collegiate process can be an interesting one for athletes as well. How involved were you in Ryan's decision to go to TCU, and Zack, the decision came a little later, just before the start of the senior season with the committing to Michigan State?
You know what? A lot of that happens in the off season with their other teams, the travel teams are on. A year ago, the TCU coach came up a couple times, and he and I spoke a couple times, so I was aware of where they were at, but in the process, I'm really excited for them. As far as Zack Iannucci is concerned, really no role on our part other than letting him throw when it's his turn up. And I know he had a good summer for us, good summer for his travel team, and Zack's somebody who'll get into other kids. We're communicating what they want to do next year as seniors or beyond high school. And we get involved when we think we can help. Sometimes it's not as much of a role for us depending on the program, but I'm real excited for both kids. It's one of those deals in which it's something they've been working towards, it's something they've been talking about, and that could be a plus, that could be a minus, but both kids are excited, and that's what you want for your kids.
And we've talked about those two, but looking at the rotation as a whole, who are some other guys at the back end who are going to be stepping up for you guys this season?
You know what, we're excited about a handful of kids. We still to be determined, and that's part of the fun theme. Liam Heath is a senior two-sport athlete who we're real excited about. Tyler Brinker's a junior who came in and closed the game against Joliet Catholic the other day. Charlie Walzer is a junior. Blake McClellan threw for us today against Lincoln Way North. Michael Malotek is a senior. I'm going to forget some, but I'll tell you right now, we don't know, and that's a fun part. We've got, we're sitting here, you and I, on a Wednesday, and we've got 5 games in the next 3 days after this, and that's a lot of innings, and there's going to be a lot of questions answered, and that's how we're trying to keep these guys hungry, because we don't know. And it's going to be something that I don't know if it ever would be set. Maybe something that, week 1 against Glenbard North might look one way, then week 6 against Mattia might look different.
And you mentioned the game against Lincoln Way North, just got that big win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I understand you have a relationship with the head coach.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Mitch Nowicki is Lincoln Way North's head coach now. They are consolidating schools. He'll be the new head coach at Lincoln Way East next year. Mitch graduated from Naperville Central. He was actually a freshman when I was coaching lower levels. And a great kid, great family. His sister and brother-in-law teach at Naperville Central. Just great family, and we've kept in touch. I was real excited for him when he got the job. They won the Summer State Championship this year, and we've been trying to get him on the schedule, and worked out this year. And best of all, we got him today too.
Want to take a look back to last season, some hard-hitting seniors that you guys lost.
Yep.
Justin Wagner, Bobby McMillan, to name a couple. Who are some guys at the plate this year who are going to be stepping in? I know when we spoke with Zach, he mentioned Bo Buchanan might be a guy who steps up big for you guys this year.
Connor Gurnick and Bo Buchanan come back to us with the most at-bats. Connor was our leadoff hitter last year as a sophomore, and we've put him back in that role. We were a little concerned we'd have to bat him third, but right now some other kids are stepping up and was letting us keep Connor in that leadoff role. Connor is our captain. Connor, it's not an official title we have, it's just one that evolves, and he's it. We go through our shortstop and our leadoff hitter. But Bo has had a great start for us. I mean, again, we asked to be important to these kids all year round, and Bo is somebody that Red Hawk baseball has been important to him for a long time. And as far as starting off the senior year, he's come through with big hit after big hit. And that was today. That was against Joliet Catholic. He's been the difference in both games, and real excited for him. But going down the line, John Barker's a senior that stepped up. Connor Joyce is a senior who's got batting third. Those are two kids that we love having our football kids and other sports play baseball in the spring because they've gone through that process of getting that season started and realizing it just comes down to doing what you can do when it matters. And those two kids, Connor Joyce and John Barker, have really stepped in and exceeded where I thought they would be at this point. I thought they were going to be in the middle of our order and contributing, but I thought, you know what, not having many varsity at-bats last year might take a little time. It hasn't. They're right in the middle of everything we're doing.
And you mentioned just doing what you can do when you can do it. And looking at last year's playoff run that you guys made, coming in as the 10 seed, getting a couple upset wins, winning that regional title over Waubonsie, who was one of the favorites in that whole regional sectional. But it's an impressive run that you guys were able to make. And I know when we spoke last year, you said that that's just how this central program works. It never really matters the seed, but it just seems like the team's always able to, in the postseason, really turn it on when they need to.
And last year, Ryan Ironmen was 8-1. Glenn Kozlowski was 8-1. That was 16-2 with those two guys starting on the mound and the regular season. So with the way the format of the IHSA is, 2 starters, you're good. If you've got 2 starters, you're in good shape. And we knew going in, as far as the fact that we struggled when those two didn't start. We weren't going to necessarily need someone else to start, and so we were excited about when the regional started, and we did beat a very good Plainfield Central team, 2-1 with Bobby McMillan, a kid who, we had in the middle of our order for 3 years, and he hit a 2-run homer to win the game 2-1 with Ryan on the mound, and it was a great day. And then we were able to get the best of Waubonsie on the Monday after the rain out, and lost a heartbreaker to Plainfield North in the sectional semifinal, but. You know what? The kids got a taste, and we're hoping that that does continue because the kids are excited about the whole season. We don't want to miss a step, but there's been talk about postseason. I mean, there always is, and there's expectations, and we try to celebrate that, but at the same time, put it in its right spot. And we got enough of a taste where I think some kids coming into this year, the juniors who are stepping up, have an opportunity to know what it's about.
Yeah, and obviously, that's going to be a ways away, but just being here today, kind of being around the team in between games, just kind of seeing the attitude, obviously coming off a win, but everybody seemed loose, and heard a few guys kind of mentioning that, I'm drawing a blank on the name. A member of your coaching staff was on the 2010 state
Mark
team?
Mantuka, we've got a new coach who's working with us this year. He was our DH, a third baseman, and a pitcher on the 2010 state championship team, and great guy. I was going to say kid, but he's not a kid. Mark's a young man now. Great guy, a great influence on these guys, and he provides that perspective. Somebody who was here, was important when he was here, and now he's letting them know it's a great opportunity to have. They need to make sure they take advantage of it. So, history's important, but again, history, we got to make our own, and that's what this group, and it's a fun junior class coming in with a fun senior class. What I mean that is personalities. We're not short for good times on this team. There's kids who bring a lot to the table as far as us getting along with each other and having fun. So we're excited. Yeah, we don't want to miss a step though. We're really excited about the conference, a 9-team conference with the 3 valleys coming in. It's going to be, different terms have been used, but it's going to be a grind.
Yeah.
We're going to see 8 different opponents, 3-game series, and we're going to find out at the end who the best team is, and that's going to be something that we are going to focus on. And if celebrate every step along the way, but make sure we kids know that conference championship is a really big deal any year, but maybe more this year than ever.
Well, you just summed, I think, the whole season up perfectly and everything to look for right there. But best of luck this season, Coach, and hopefully we'll be covering you deep in the playoffs once again.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.